Yo everyone, Sanjay Uchiha here. What's going on? So literally just not too long stepping from work. It's been a long day. But anyway, one thing that I've been thinking about since today, and I thought I'd come home and just talk about it for a bit with you guys in this video, as you can tell, is Mitsuki, the character of Mitsuki. I haven't really done many videos on him. Granted, I've done my videos here and there regarding Orochimaru. Even bringing that up, I believe my last Boruto discussion video was dealing with Orochimaru. Yeah, I believe that was, no, I'm not tell. My last Boruto video was regarding a potential movie. But anyway, the point is the character of Mitsuki and how he's going to fit into everything going forward for Boruto Manga chapter 39 and beyond. But anyway, as per usual, fair disclaimer, this video will contain spoilers for anime only watchers and those of you who actually haven't been, catching up, or if you haven't caught up with the Boruto manga. So yeah, fair warning. But anyway, let's get right into it. So Boruto Manga chapter 39 and beyond, and how Mitsuki is going to fit into everything. Now, I've said it before, Mitsuki is probably one of a few select characters that fit the bill of main character more so than the main character at the moment. Boruto Uzumaki has been getting some decent development in the manga, which I can appreciate. But if you were to ask me, and even going back to the start of the Boruto era, where a character like Mitsuki, who's basically trying to carve out his sense of identity and find his place in the world for the most part, I can see that a lot of persons could actually, connect with that more than whatever we have with Boruto. And as I said, Boruto has been getting some development, so it's not all that bad at this point in the manga, but I feel Mitsuki could fit the bill as main character more so than Boruto at this point still. Him along with Sarada. So I think that's the general consensus or the general vibe I can pick up on regarding Boruto and this era of the franchise. Now, how is Mitsuki going to fit into, chapter 39 and beyond? Because for those of you who've been reading the manga, we've pretty much picked up that even though he's had some panel time, for the most part, he hasn't been like the center of attention. He hasn't really got anything too important to do. He's gone on missions with Boruto and Sora, of course, they're Team 7, but at the same time, it's more like the Boruto and Kawaki show and featuring Naruto and Sasuke. So, if I'm being honest. So, how is Mitsuki gonna fall into place here? Now, we know that Mitsuki is a pretty skilled ninja at this point. In fact, I'd probably put him at like low tier Jonin level. Probably a bit more if you really factor in the Sage mode. So I mean, his potential, he has some potential to be tapped. He can still go much higher if I'm being honest. And with characters like Naruto and Sasuke, who have been recently defeated by Ishiki Otsutsuki, who's possessing the body of Jigen, the leader of Kara, it's fair to say that the other members of Kara will be, somewhere around that ballpark, if not, comparable to Delta, who Naruto, even though he was holding back, still had to use a 6-pass enhanced QB chakra mode to actually fight against her. So yeah, characters like Mitsuki, we're going to need them in the coming battles to come. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, there's that. I did talk about Orochimaru in a previous video, as I mentioned, and his involvement, where I feel that his involvement would mainly or primarily focus on helping to develop scientific ninja tools for the new generation to help like offset any difference in power here and there. So I think whatever conflict that Orochimaru comes into, Mitsuki in some shape or form is going to be affected, or his growth will kind of be like, I wouldn't say 100% determined by whatever conflicts Orochimaru gets into, but the idea I always had regarding the new generation and helping them to become more fan favorites is this, that characters from Naruto's generation should, choose select teams or select members of Boruto's era, train them, let's build a dynamic between them, and then after that we put them these new generation / old generation teams against members of Kara, and then we can probably get the best out of the new generation. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to even pair with this idea, pair Mitsuki with his own dad or mom, Orochimaru. So yeah, but at the same time, we can't really let Mitsuki's development be fully determined by what Orochimaru, what kind of conflict he's going through, because it would kind of be against the character and where Mitsuki is going as a character regarding establishing his own identity, what he believes in, and kind of shaping out everything in terms of his morals and everything, because that's where his character is more than likely going to go, even though he does view Boruto as his son. So in a sense, his character is kind of being affected by Boruto to a degree as well. So I guess it's neither here nor there, is it? So yeah, but yeah, that's where or how I see them kind of handling his character, being affected by other characters, of course, but not to the point where he's just so fully dependent on another character, even though it kind of seems like that way. No, as I said, power wise and skill wise, we're gonna need him. Siege mode. I think as we go along, we need to find out more about the past of the siege animals. It would be nice, since Mitsuki is the character that has siege mode in this new generation. It'd be nice if we could find more about like the origins of siege mode through him. I know we kind of had we understand how the concept of it works, and I believe we did have like a filler arc with like something with the Sage of Six Paths in terms of how he met the old Sage Frog and everything, but I feel like we need to get an idea of how the siege animals came to be in the first place, and it would be nice to explore that through Ruchi Cave and everything. That would be a nice touch. At the same time, I think we'll get more into Orochimaru's character through Mitsuki as well, because as a parent, we'll probably get to see more sides of Orochimaru that we've never seen before. We're already getting some of that, but once the conflict kind of dials up to like, I don't know, 20, then I feel that's what we're gonna get. Yeah, I do apologize. There's only so much I can talk about regarding Mitsuki. I mean, as I said, potential, we're gonna need him. Battle against Kara. Naruto and Sasuke have been defeated, so the more powerful persons we have, the better. Yeah, this is kind of more like a ramble for the most part when I kind of think about it now. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what are your expectations for Mitsuki in the future of the Boruto manga or the Boruto franchise on a whole. So yeah. And anyway, be sure to check out my previous Boruto discussions and my Call of Duty Mobile and Mega Man X playthrough videos. So yeah. Send your rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.